Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to continue with episode 2. Previously on the last door, Jeremiah Devitt receives a mysterious letter from his childhood friend Anthony Beechworth. He travels to his friend's manor in Sussex, where he learns of Anthony's descent into madness and the death of his wife, Anna Beechworth. Devitt faces the perils of the house and finally finds the dead body of his friend, who committed suicide. Anthony's final letter warns Devitt of an unknown danger and asks him to remember his past by going back to the boarding school they both attended years back. You forgot the crows. Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us each day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, for we ourselves forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Oi, oi, oi. Really? Selbstgeißelung. Woo. Now tell me, where are you? What do you see? I see a forest. It's dark. I don't know where I am. Who is it? Who is it? It's Anthony. Answer me. I don't know. What is she doing? Get close to her. Get close to Anna. Really? Whoa! What the I don't want to go any further, sir. Can I wake up now? Please. This is slightly disturbing, you know. When I count to 3, you will wake up. Oh, thank God. 1, 2. Ooh! 3. Now wake up. Wake up! Jesus! You can rest now, Mr. Devitt. It will be enough for today. Are these sessions really necessary? I'm confident that this is the best course of treatment for your symptoms. Now, did you ever see him again? I saw it. What did you see? Can you describe it? It looked like an eye. It was like an eye, perfectly rounded and dark, deep and empty, and accompanied by the most horrifying, pain-filled screams I have ever heard. Inside a complete darkness where an evil dwells deep below. A forgotten fear for human reasoning, but undoubtedly still rests deep down inside our being. In my case, that fear is already awoken. I can understand why you are disturbed, Mr. Devitt. With your permission, I would like to consult on your case with a colleague of mine, a man I have known for many years, who is more versed in modern psychological practices. I think his knowledge and experience would be very helpful in enabling us to understand your condition. If you think it would help, Doctor, I leave it in your hands. The agony grows increasingly unbearable, and if you believe this man can help, then I welcome his aid. Thank you, Dr. Wakefield. I bid you good evening. Jeez! Anthony, my friend, what really happened to you? How could you have let your wife Anna die so awfully? These doubts consume my soul. I hardly remember the time we spent together as schoolmates. I confess that beyond your enduring friendship, I can recall little of those years. Were your words a result of an increasing loss of sanity? In your letter, you wrote that someone awaits me. Excuse me. A warning to ward me from a genuine danger, or merely the ravings of a brilliant mind, aided by insanity. Something stirs uneasily within my heart. I will not rest easily again until I go back to that boarding school and find out what secrets may lie within. Farewell, Mrs. Beechworth. Rest in peace now. Wow. We are deep in it now. Episode 2. Memories. An old, quite damaged mailbox. Something in there? Yes! There's a postcard inside the mailbox. What? Dear Matthew, it has been several months and still I have heard no news from you. My brothers insist that you have abandoned me, but I am sure you remain true. I know that you would never do that to me, for I know your heart and the honesty of your eyes. I got this address from a hospital in London and pray that it reaches you safely. If that is the case, I want you to know that I will be always waiting for you. Forever yours, Juliet Holloway. Well, I'm a mailman now. That's that. Hello. The Angel Gabriel, the school's emblem. I remember it being very pristine, but it looks neglected and dirty now. What do we have here? The stone eagle lies on the floor. It appears to have broken off of the fountain. Stone. Well, they're lights. Let's go. Speech for bolts. The painting holds a visage of judgment, but yet compassion. Pardon, excuse me, sister? Good evening, sister. Good evening. I'm Mother Elizabeth. What brings you here, Mr. Devitt? I'm a former student of this boarding school. As you can see, Mr. Devitt, this stopped being an academic institution a long time ago, and is now exclusively dedicated to prayer and the well-being of the patients under our care. I see. Even so, may I please to speak to Mr. Devitt? I'm afraid that we are too busy to start wasting time talking about past issues. In addition, he has little to say. We sisters arrived after the boarding school had closed down. Everybody but Monsignor, of course. Monsignor? Exactly. But you didn't answer my question. Why have you come to this place, Mr. Devitt? This place will help me remember. This place will help me remember my past. If you have memory problems, I would recommend you to visit a doctor immediately and don't waste your time here. Well, it would be good for me to appreciate the passage of time. I guess it would be a good idea to visit this place again and perceive the passage of time. Perceive the passage of time? What are you talking about? To be honest, I prefer not to talk about it. I couldn't tell you why this place is so important for me, but it is a lot. Well, I appreciate your honesty, Mr. Devitt. I'll allow you to stay around here. I hope I won't regret my decision. Don't worry, Mother. Thank you. Well, that was that. The code. For some reason it cracks me up. A dusty old tapestry of the Virgin Mary with baby Jesus in her arms. A worn out and faded tapestry of Jesus Christ. Good evening, sister. Sister? All this suffering, all these tears, all our prayers unanswered. What do you mean, sister? All these years entrusted to the Lord, praying, looking for a sign, for something that can give me strength. Every day I hear them cry, pray, scream and die. And what for? Where are you, Lord? Why don't you answer me? The Lord works in mysterious ways? Eh? Certainly, yes. But I don't ask for much, just something to go on, a path to follow. I can't go on, not like this. Excuse me, sir. It's fine. A syringe next to a flask with a label that reads morphine? What the? Why are you? On the upper shelf of the antique cupboard, a well-worn Bible and rosary beads gather dust. Well, through the big window, dusk cold wind freezes the room. One of the humble beds where the nuns sleep. And another one. An old mirror that hardly reflects. Okay. That's one long tapestry. Another tapestry, though I remember from my school days a student dormitory was here. There's clearly something behind that. Showers. Nice. Ooh. A broken mirror. There's a protruding piece. Take it. Take it. And excuse me for a second, I have to attend to something. And I'm back. I'm sorry for the interruption. Family. Just a couple of old towels. The showers. Old, rusty and poorly maintained. Anything else? The tap of this shower. Let's get wet. If I open the tap, the shiny object could be carried away by the stream of water. There's something in the water? There's a puddle in the shower hole with something shining under the grating. I cannot see it properly. Of course not. Really? The middle trunk is sharp but too weak to cut a tapestry. It might break. So... never mind then. Do you take care of patients here? Did you say that you cared for patients? Of course, Mr. Devitt. We tend to both the physical and spiritual needs of those in our care. Did Monsignor already live here? Did you say that Monsignor already lived here when this venue still was a boarding school? Indeed. He still was priest and professor before he became Monsignor and started to lead this place. Aye? Can I talk to him? Could I talk to Monsignor? I'm afraid it's impossible. Monsignor has left strict instructions that he not be disturbed. Not even by any of the sisters. Great. Thanks, I guess. Let's go there. Whoa. Doctor. I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. Pay him no mind. He's been delirious for some days. I'm Miss Mary Winch, and this is my brother, Matthew. Oh. Juliet, why have you left me? Why don't you answer my letters? My letters. You see, the poor man is still obsessed with his fiancée. He won't accept that she left him months ago. My poor Matthew. I'm sorry, Miss Winch. I hope he recovers. Thank you. So this is Matthew, eh? Mr. Winch, I think this letter is addressed to you. Oh, thank you. Leave it with me, if you'd be so kind. As you can see, my brother is too weak to read. Well, Matthew, let's see who has written to you. Oh, it's a letter from our mother. Wait a second. Dear Matthew, I hope you're recovering. I wish that your beloved sister and you come back home soon. You know how our mother feels since you... What? Do you remember the good times when we all lived together? Mother needs more care than ever. She worries a lot. Ma'am? Miss Winch is making up the letter's contents. Yes. Among the packages you can see a packet of letters bound by twine. My letters. All the letters I wrote to dear Juliet. You never posted them. But why, Mary? Why would you do such a thing? How could you be so cruel? I had to do it, Matthew. You refuse to see how inappropriate a match she is for you. Her only interest in marrying someone of your status. Her only interest is marrying someone of your status. Of our family's status. It was for your sake I did this. I did it to protect you from that woman's treachery. No, you only thought about yourself, of your vanity. I can't bear to look upon you anymore, Mary. Leave me be. From this day forth, you are no sister of mine. You dare banish me? I, who have stayed by your side all through your illness. Very well, Matthew. You will have your way. I will leave you, and then you will see how very alone you are. Farewell, brother. Wow. Thanks be the Lord that you have come to reveal my sister's cruelty, sir. Please take this coin as a token of my appreciation. It is my lucky coin, though I hope it serves you better than it has myself. Ah. I hope it brings me better luck than to Mr. Winch. I hope so too. Oh. It seems that there's still hope to bring my fiancé back. Poor man. A magazine entitled Weird Tales. Okay. Are you alright, madam? There was a rhythmic sound, like a breathing. What do you mean? It was last night. I felt an increasing pressure on my temples. Something dry and rough, like tree bark, brushed against my leg, and I saw something on the wall, like a growing shadow. I lit the lamp. There was nothing. I'm sure it was just like... madam? He's quite a pale young boy. He's asleep. Jesus flipping. Hello? Please, help! Please, someone, piety. I'm sorry, you cannot be here. Is there some way I can help? Don't worry about it, sir. The Lord looks after each and every one of our patients. He will provide you with all the help you need. If you wish, you can pray there, next to the statue of Our Lady. Don't you think she's beautiful? The Virgin listened to those in need. Okay. It's one of those. A gloomy statue of the Virgin Mary makes this place even more mournful, if that is possible. I already told you that you cannot be here. But don't worry about it, sir. Okay. Wheeling me out. A picture of the Virgin Mary gazing at you, supposedly to portray a sympathy and compassion for you. However, she seems to look more pained and sorrowful here. I remember that we used to keep here some textbooks. Now there's a music box. Well, it's mine now. Dear brother, I have received your letter and I try to write to you more frequently. I hope you're studying a lot and you feel comfortable. We miss you a lot. When are you coming back? Father's in bed with fever and I do not feel very well, but I'm on medication. Today is my birthday and I'm feeling blue. It is a quiet and boring Sunday at the village. Mom is going to cook a lemon cake like those Grandma used to make. I wish we could eat it together. Right back soon. I'm looking forward to knowing how you're doing, what you are learning, how is Scotland and so on. A big hug. A big hug. I think about you a lot, your dear sister. No. January 15th, 1876. Father Ernest seemed unusually troubled today. Several times he paused abruptly in the middle of a lecture for no reason, even during his favorite class, theology. January 18th, same year. Today Father Ernest was very irritable. Collins made a comment and was expelled from class for it, and even Devitt was admonished just for reading a philosophy book. I hope Father Ernest doesn't turn his ire toward me. My father will be disappointed if I fail to get good marks. January 21st. Jesus! It was very disconcerting to see Father Ernest entering a class so pale and sweaty. In the middle of his lecture he stumbled, dazed, and had to sit. January 22nd. Father Eugene talked our theology class today, even though he doesn't know the subject matter as well as Father Ernest. When we asked him what had happened to Father Ernest, Father Eugene told us that he had taken ill. What worries me is that now Father Eugene is also starting to look unwell. February the 20th. It has been a month since we last saw Father Ernest. We are told that he is still sick, but if he is so ill, then why hasn't a physician come to treat him? My studies are flagging, but I have taken it upon myself to read on my own. I hope this helps, as I must succeed in spite of the problems happening around us. February 23rd. It was announced this morning that the school is to close. None of us know why, and we cannot get a straight answer from the faculty. They each dodge the question, and I am starting to think they may not know the answer themselves. The anxiety is palpable, though they try to hide it behind a calm face. But what about Father Ernest? I hear he alone is to remain after we vacate the premises. There's a picture in the diary. It is a photograph of my graduating class. Why is something scratched out? Flipping coughing. I see myself, Father Ernest, and Anthony. I do not remember the names of the others. One face has been completely scratched out. But why? Yes, I'm recording. The books on these shelves are old and musty. Theology is a dominant subject. There's an odd sentence written on the board. In death there's hope, in death there's life. One must seek its true nature to understand the nothing. It looks like it has been there for years, as the chalk has faded in some places. Ah. A letter, diary, a photo. Jesus. Unlock the door. Oh? A gravedigger. Good evening. I hope you are right and this turns out to be indeed a good evening. My name is Devitt. I did not know there was a graveyard here. My pleasure, Mr. Devitt. I am Frank Baldwin. Do not ask me why, but Monsignor specifically ordered to bury the corpses here. Corpses? Here? So many corpses. What happened? What is there to understand, Mr. Devitt? God has forsaken this place. Who is the Monsignor? Mr. Baldwin. I cannot rightly say. After all these years, I have never seen the man. Who knows? Maybe he does not exist. I leave you with your work. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Baldwin. Have a nice evening. Have a nice evening. A locked wood coffin, badly finished. It seemed that whoever made it was a bit rushed to finish. The small group of graves has been haphazardly arranged. A piece of old fishing net. Take it? Yes. Anything else? Many years adrift have perfectly smoothed this flotsam into a small log. Take it? Yes. The Lost Pilgrim. A sea stack all the students at the school used to climb. Again. The Lost Pilgrim, a sea stack all the students at the school used to climb. Somewhere up there are my initials. Ah, interesting. The Lost Pilgrim. Well, it's a Christian boarding. It was a Christian boarding school, so. The mirror is too thick to pin it on the wood. And it also seems fragile. I could break it if I force it. No. It wouldn't be useful to tie up the net to the stick. Oh, seriously. Use your imagination, dude. Well. What's that? Oi, 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 oi. Let's go in there. Mr. Devitt, these rooms are... Mr. Devitt, you are not allowed to go in there. These rooms are private. Oh. I think I end it here for now. What is going on? I have absolutely no idea. Anthony did something. And I suspect something eldritch. Madness. Suicide. His own suicide to stop delving too deep. Jeez. Anthony, what is going on? Well, I wish you a good night and sleep well.